En 2005, una banda alemana decidió hacer el crossover hacia los Estados Unidos y luego hacia el planeta entero. De igual manera que lo hicieron años atrás proyectos como Alphaville, Rammstein, Scorpions o Falco, la banda Tokio Hotel nos sorprendió hace 15 años con un sencillo llamado Monsoon. Esa canción fue reeditada en 2020, vienen con nuevo trabajo, así que dije, voy a llamar a Billy para preguntarle cómo están en este 2020 y qué viene para Tokio Hotel. Hey Bill, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Well, in the middle of this crazy thing that's happening, I'm pretty fine. How are you doing? How's your family, your friends, the band?
I mean, we are all doing pretty good. We are in Berlin right now in Germany. So we're going to spend some time here. Actually, I was so proud of the Germans and how they handled the whole situation, because Germany was doing so good. But to be honest, right now, everything's kind of leading back into lockdown and the numbers are going up. So yeah, we all have to be a little careful. We are all staying inside mostly. Luckily, we can do that and we have cameras and stuff so we can see each other. But I mean, yeah, it's just crazy times for everybody. But luckily, everyone's healthy and safe. So I don't want to complain.
You're with Sony Music now.
I know, that's so exciting. I'm so happy.
Well, I can't believe it's been 15 years since we first saw you guys with that great song, Monsoon. You just re-released the song like a few days ago, like October 16, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same song, the same lyrics, but in a way, it's a totally different song.
Exactly.
Why is that? It's a new sound. It's like an electronic sound with a little funky guitar. It's kind of nice.
So we had this idea, like even when Monsoon was turning 10 years, like we were like, we kind of want to, celebrate the song in a way, and, how can we do that? And then, we talked about a version. It never came together. Anyway, now that it turned 15, we're like, we need to celebrate that, guys. Like, that's 15 years ago, was the beginning of our career. And we're like, okay, so everyone's thought about a version that's more of like an unplugged version, maybe with an orchestra, and like do a cover version of the song. And I was like, that's just too boring. I feel like everybody is doing it. And I was like, I want to turn that song and bring it into 2020, because I also thought the lyrics just make so much sense right now, and it kind of is so current with what's happening in the world right now. And I feel like that's such a hopeful song that I kind of felt like it's almost necessary to re-release it and give it new life and a new sound. So we went back in the studio, we only took the lyrics, and I was like, let's look at it as if this would be a completely new song. Like if somebody gave the lyrics to us and said, here, you never heard the other song, these are the lyrics, just make something of it. And that's how we approached it. And then, because we didn't want to take away from the old one. Like I didn't want to take away from that. I thought that's what it is. We're always going to remember that song that changed our lives. And now this is Monsoon 2020, and that's how we sound now. And that's how we make music now, And even the video, because you use like
images of climate change and all that is happening in the world. Why do you decide to do that in the video?
Yeah, because I thought, I wanted to be nostalgic and look back on, the success and the craziness with the band, but also how this world we live in changed in the last 15 years. And I wanted to make it more about the world as a whole, and like how we as humans and people changed, and the world we're living in, and especially right now in 2020, where we all have to deal with the same things and the same situations. And there's just so much happening right now. I mean, the pandemic and like all these other things, and the riots, and what's happening with our planet. So I think it was just, I wanted to be bigger than just our career and being selfish and looking back on what we accomplished. I also wanted to look back on what happened with the world this year. And I think the lyrics, you know, saying together we'll be running somewhere new, I think this is what we have to do. Like, we're running towards something new and we want to turn it into something positive.
Okay, it's 2020 now, and I know you're working on new material, but is it on the works or you already have the album finished?
We have a lot of songs ready, not the whole album. We're still in the studio, so stuff is still happening. We're still being creative. So my brother just arrived in Germany too. We're going in the studio in November and December. But we have a lot of new music coming out. We're gonna release a lot of songs before the album. We are shooting a new music video in November, so there's a lot of new music, but the album is still kind of coming together.
Okay, I have an idea of the name of the song you're going to release, and you're going to tell me if it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
The name of the song is Berlin.
Yeah, so
that's
exactly, I mean, that's exactly the song, but I don't want to give away too much, but like, we're going to...
Well, you should. You should. You're about to release it, so you should. Hey, go ahead. Go crazy, man. Tell me everything you want to tell me. Go, go, go.
No, I mean... I can give you away that we're gonna have someone else also being on this song. So we're gonna have a featuring on this song, which is gonna be cool because we don't do often. So yeah, there's exciting things happening with it.
You always record in German and in English, right?
Yeah, I mean, we started with only German, and then we just happened to have, you know, success in other countries. And then we started to record everything in English and always make 2 versions of it. But then I didn't like that too much. Like, for me, it was a little bit of, I don't know, we were just like, you know, in other countries so much. And for me, it just kind of felt like office work almost. Like, it was like, I felt like obligated. And for me, the emotion and the original feeling of a song just got lost. And then I just started to write everything in English because I moved to America and I was living in LA, and then all these songs just happened in English, and I was dreaming and writing and speaking, and so I was like, okay, that just has to be in English now. So we're not doing any German any longer. We only recorded Monsoon because it's the original song.
Yes.
Like, we did it again in 2 languages, but all the new music is only English now.
Where do you get the inspiration to write music in these troubling times? Is it because of the troubling times that you write right now, or you try to step aside of everything that's going on around?
You know what, I think for me, funny enough, and I think that's with a lot of artists, is like, you get your inspiration from, like, I take it from a sad place, and like a place where I'm not doing so well, or where I'm, you know, depressed and heavy. And that's when I'm the best version of myself as being an artist, you know, and that's when I have the best ideas. Because Tokio Hotel has never been a band that's writing, you know, joyful, fun, happy songs. So Tom always said, my brother always said, like, oh, you know, for you, it's better to not be happy and have a happy and healthy relationship, because then we would have no songs. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of true. So honestly, for me, creative-wise, being in the situation we're in right now is not too bad. Like, I have a studio in my house, I can make music every day. And just the world being that heavy as it is right now, just like creatively, I can turn it into a lot of stuff and a lot of songs and music and emotions. And that's helping me a lot. So, yeah.
15 years ago, you started like as a kind of an emo band, rock, and you started from there. You evolved in this 15 years, and now seeing what you've done with Monsoon, is that the path that you're gonna take with the band, with the sound, that kind of funky electronic sound?
Definitely, yeah. I think the album before was even like, it had a lot of funk to it. It was a lot more pop, and it was a lot more modern and beat driven. So I think that's definitely the sound. I feel, you know, now that we are like all grown up, you know, we were so young when we started out. We were like, when I recorded Monsoon for the first time, I was 13, you know, I was like a baby. So now we are obviously like, we have different style, we love different music, we get inspired by different artists, and so yeah, the sound definitely changed, and I think finally we feel very confident with our own sound and how the band sounds today and how our signature sound is. And that's definitely a more funk and more, you know, more modern than like Monsoon. Yeah, definitely. That's the path we're going to take.
You know what? Something really, really weird right now is that we don't have the capability of doing the things we love the way we love to do them. And for example, I'm at home. I have my studio here. I'm doing radio from my home. But I cannot imagine how is that thing for you as an artist who is used to be on stage playing for the crowd, for the fans, for a lot of people around the world. What do you think is going to happen about that with you guys?
You know what, like not being on stage is probably the hardest thing. And I think that's for all the artists, like I feel horrible for, because, you know, I have like, I started doing different things. I'm writing my first book, my autobiography. So I found like so many other projects that I'm passionate about. I also have a fashion line. So I'm like, I have a lot of ways to express myself, but I know that like there's nothing like being on stage, and that part and not being able to have that emotion and like play your songs live for your audience is just very weird, because, you know, now you put a song out and usually I would perform that and like see the fans react and like get that kind of feedback. And I think at the end of the day, it all comes down to that. Like that's the reason why we are all doing music, is because we want to be on stage. Like being on stage is just such an essential big part of being a rock star and, you know, being an artist. So yes. I'm hoping, you know, we're gonna turn it around and we can, you know, next year maybe enjoy being out there and play live again. And like, I hope that for all of us, you know.
So you think the Melancholic Paradise tour is over? Are you gonna start over with the new album, or you're gonna resume the previous tour?
I think we're gonna start with something new, because I think, you know, that's just, it's so sad, but like we've had that tour, we've done that, we played a couple of shows, and I think we're just gonna have to keep moving forward. And, you know, we have so many amazing new songs, and we already have plans on for touring in Europe next year. So I'm hoping we can come to, you know, Latin America and like the whole world in America too, in Asia. Like we have so many plans of like touring the world again, and I'm hoping we can do that. But that's going to be with the new album and the new show. But it's only going to get better.
Yeah, we're all going to be better. That's for sure. And you got to keep that in mind, right? Because it's actually it's a state of mind. Being all right, being okay is a state of mind. You need to stay in that place, you know? When
100%, yeah.
So I guess you will be coming to Latin America and Colombia, because your last tour stopped in Latin America, right? You were about to perform in Ecuador, if I'm not wrong, when all these things started around the world.
Exactly. We were supposed to go to Ecuador, and we were like ready for it. Like we finished this show in Guadalajara, and we, you know, came back to the hotel. And then I was like, and then we were on the phone, and like people just started closing down the borders, and everyone's like, oh, canceling the shows and the promoters, because the local government, like everyone was just shutting down everything. And we said, oh my God, that's just so crazy. So we needed to, like at night, we weren't sleeping. We didn't even go to bed. We were just on the phone the whole night trying to figure this out. We're like, are we gonna go? Do we need to fly everyone home? Like, what is happening? So we were just gathering information and trying to keep this circus on the road for as long as we could. But then, you know, unfortunately, we had to fly home. I think Tom and I got the last flight to Los Angeles. Otherwise, we would have been stuck, and who knows how long. So we're definitely going to come back. I want to come back. Like, you know, we're not done yet. We have, you know, I hated that tour was over too soon, and we definitely want to come back to Latin America. I can't wait. I mean, for me, that's like my main priority, to come back and finish the shows with a new show, you know.
You have a great fan base here in Latin America. Here in Colombia, you have a great, a great fan club, and there's a lot of people that want to see you here performing.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm so grateful that everyone's like, and that's the thing. I feel like everyone's so passionate and so loyal, and they're like waiting so long. So I definitely want to, you know, come back and, you know, see everyone and give them a great show. I mean, that's what we are all longing for. That's what we all deserve.
Well, it's been nice talking to you. It's good to see you doing fine. Stay positive and hope to see you
Thank
soon in person.
I agree.
And again, Billy, congratulations again for everything that's happening to you. Your new song, your new album, you're back with Sony Music, the re-release of Monsoon, a 15-year career. Man, that's very positive, and that's what matters.
Nice to see you too. Thank you so much for having me, and big love from Germany to everyone in Colombia. And I'm hoping you all stay safe and healthy, and see you guys soon.